He has answered his own question, but first translate it into English then also.
This is a question from Mr. Taha from Jordan. He's asking about an-nafkh, the word nafkh in the Holy Quran. When God is the doer of the nafkh, it mentions the word ruh with it as well. But when it was said about Hazrat Jesus alayhi salam, it said only فَأَنفُخُ فِيهِ فَيَكُونُ طَيْرًا بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ. So he's asking what is the difference between the two?
I understand this. The answer is already made in the first reference. That is what I was to say. In the first instance, the Holy Quran speaks of nafkh ruh in the soul of such people whom he chooses to represent him, whom he grants authority. So nafkh ruh is related to Amr, because the Holy Quran elsewhere further elaborates the word by saying وَيَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الرُّوحِ قُلِ الرُّوحُ مِنْ أَمْرِ رَبِّي. So it is there when a person is made a ma'mur, when he is granted the authority of Amr, then the word ruh is used, and it is infakhiru fi nafkhuru in that person, you know. But if Hazrat Isa alayhi salatu wasalam was not authorized to give Amr to anybody, he did not breathe ruh into anybody else. He was not capable of doing it. So that is why he speaks of min amrillah and does not mention ruh at all. In that verse, no ruh is mentioned at all. It says, I will breathe into them, not the ruh, but just. And they will become birds with the izn of Allah, with the amr of Allah. So God breathes ruh, man does not. Got it? Have I answered the question which he had in mind? I hope this is what he wanted to understand, no?
I think so.
Or do you think it's a different question? You think so, right?
Yes.
The difference is obvious, you know. Isa was not entitled to say, when I breathe into him my ruh. That means he is Sahib Amr in the sense he owns the matters of the universe. So that is the beauty of the Quran. It speaks of Jesus and his actions in a manner that there is no question of anybody misunderstanding him to be God or acting like God. That is why the ruh word is removed from there. Clear? Okay, please. Again, there is another reason why he did not actually turn the doll-like birds he made out of tin, that is wet clay, into real birds. Nor did he give life to the really dead. So ar-ruh, nafkhul ruh also means not only does it mean that God gave authority to the prophets, that is the first meaning, but also it can be applied to the time when the fetus in the mother's uterus is granted life by God. And that life is different from the ordinary human life, an animal life. So that is why in relation to the animal life, no nafkh ruh is mentioned in the Holy Quran. There is just nafs. Every living thing has nafs. Man also has nafs. But what is ruh? Ruh in this context, in the ordinary context, means that ultimate entity of man inside, a last unit of man, which has the capability, which has been granted this potential by God, the capability by God, to be separated from body and yet live. the nafs of animals does not have that quality. So that is why no ruh is mentioned in relation to the animals. Only it is mentioned in relation to man. So that is why, according to the scientists who know the subject, who has made research, the fetus, although apparently alive and kicking, up to about 4 months, is without ruh. The heart does not beat independently. If that fetus is aborted 4 or 3 months, I don't exactly remember, but in the first part of the embryo, in the first months of the embryo may be described as live, because if it were not live, no child could be born out of that. It could not develop into any child whatsoever. It would be dead fetus. Either it will be aborted or it will kill the mother herself. But it grows on like this, but still it has not become an independently livable unit. If it is aborted before a certain time, it is aborted as dead meat, no more. But when God breathes life into him, that is a different type of life. This is a ruh. Then that child is capable of having an independent life of his own or her own. So that is why some scientists who have researched on this, one of them is a very famous expert on this subject. I don't think it is a great gynecologist, but a research scholar related to gynecology as well. He has written an excellent article in praise of, it's called the Holy Quran, Islam and the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He is one of the top experts on this subject. He says that I was amazed to read a tradition of the Holy Prophet in relation to what happens within the uterus. He said, what we have discovered just now was known to him 1400 years ago. And he mentioned that exactly the period, that when so many weeks are over, then the angels descend upon the pregnant woman, and they breathe the spirit, the soul, into that embryo, and suddenly it becomes alive. So he said, no man on earth, particularly of that age, could ever have dreamed of such a thing, and exactly in that period. If God had not informed him, how could he know that the child comes into his own as far as the life goes, exactly at the time when he describes how many weeks does he say?
I don't remember exactly.
Huh?
I don't remember exactly.
I think 16 weeks or 14 some weeks are mentioned in Hadith. And he quotes that Hadith. Find out tomorrow. I've got it mentioned in one of my books. So that is the amazing, most fantastic aspect of the whole thing. So that is why I said ruh, nafkh ruh may also mean bringing to life. Nafkh ruh means granting of authority by God to someone to represent him. To commission a prophet also means nafkh ruh. The second meaning of nafkh ruh is to bring to life. And that is what Jesus Christ did not. He never brought to life any dead man. So he says, he doesn't say anfukhu ruha fihi. He says, I breathe into him, for you, they become this and that with the izn of Allah. Jesus has nothing to do with the transformation which takes place. Right? There is not much time left. I think the translation will have to wait till tomorrow. So shall we add?
We have got 10 more minutes to go.
What?
We have got 10 more minutes left.
10 more minutes? Fine. Go ahead and do it. Excellent.
فقد ذكر
It mentions either 16 or 18 weeks. So it will be about from 4 to 4.5 months old baby in the uterus suddenly begins to have life of his own. Most of the people even don't know even today. It's only the specialists who know this. Ordinary people don't know. You didn't know that, did you?